Hey guys, so basically the next type of messages which we have seen in our taxonomy was the neighbor discovery messages, right? So neighbor discovery messages makes use of the neighbor discovery protocol, ND protocol, right? As we studied. So basically ND protocol is used by the hosts and by the nodes in the network. So basically, if it is an host, why does the host use this? Host uses this ND protocol to find the router in the neighborhood that will forward the packet for them. Okay, so suppose this is the source. Now it is going to find a router. So it will have a number of routers within its network, right? So it is going to find the best router which can forward the packet for this source. Okay, now node, why does nodes make use of this ND protocol? Because to find the link layer address of the neighbors, that is the nodes attached to the same network. So suppose this was the router. Okay, now what this router is going to see next is it is going to find the link which can attach to the same network. Suppose destination is here. Okay, so it has to find this link, right? Therefore it makes use of ND protocol for the same. Next is node uses the IND protocol. IND protocol is inverse neighbor discovery protocol to find IPv6 address of the neighbor. So what is inverse neighbor discovery protocol? We are going to discuss in the later part of this module. Okay. So next is router solicitation message. So what is a router solicitation message? And what is the idea behind this? We have studied it in IP version 4. Sorry, in ICMP version 4. Okay, not in IP. We have studied this in ICMP version 4 itself. Okay, so the idea and the functionality remains the same in ICMP version 6 also. Router solicitation message here, if it is type 133, it means that the error message is of router solicitation message and code is 0. Let me just brief you what is router solicitation message. Suppose this is the source, right? Now it will have a number of routers in this network, right? Now it is going to send is, it is just going to send an ICMP packet requesting that whichever router is available to send a IPv6 datagram for this source. Okay, so it is going to send an router solicitation message in that case. Whichever router is free, it is going to send an reply to this router solicitation message, that is router advertisement message. Suppose this router is busy in forwarding some other packet, so this will discard this. This is also forwarding some other packet, so right now this router is congested, this will also discard this. But right now suppose this router is free, therefore on receiving this router solicitation message, this router is going to reply with the ICMP packet saying router advertisement message. Okay, so it is going to advertise its presence, and it is going to say that sender, yeah, I am available, so you can send your datagram through me. Okay, that is router advertisement message. So this is the format for the same. The type is 134. Okay, so these are some of the fields in this. Okay, so first is hop limit. What is hop limit? This is the 8-bit field. Okay, what does it specify? It specifies the limit of the number of hops, okay, that the requester should use. Okay, next is m is 1 bit. M is nothing but manage address configuration. If it is set to 1, it just specifies that host has to use the administration configuration. O is other address configuration. If the bit is set 1, it means that host needs to use the appropriate protocol for the configuration. Next is the router lifetime. What is the router lifetime? Router lifetime specifies that the is it whether a default router or not. We know the concept of default routers, right? So there is, for each and every router there is a lifetime lifetime throughout which it can remain as default router. Once that lifetime expires, this router will not be an default router. Okay, that is specified by this router lifetime. Next is reachable time. Okay, that is the time that the router is reachable. Okay, that would be specified in seconds. Next is retransmission interval. It is also, it just defines the retransmission interval of that packet itself. Next is the option. In option field, obviously you can keep some MTU of that router, that is maximum transmission unit of that packet itself throughout the network. All those stuff can be kept in options. Okay, so this is as same as your ICMP version 4 only. Okay, so the basically now next type of neighbor discovery message is neighbor solicitation message, and next is the neighbor advertisement message. So previously we have discussed that in our ICMP version 6, or the or the IPv4, in that we have combined the functionalities of IGMP, ARP, and ICMP version 4 together in ICMP version 6. Now actually what neighbor solicitation message is equivalent to your ARP. So whatever functionality which ARP used to provide in your version 4 would be provided by the neighbor solicitation message in your ICMP version 6 itself. Okay, so what actually ARP used to do? So given an IP address, it used to give you the MAC address, right? Now neighbor solicitation message is like your ARP request. It is exactly equal to your ARP request. See, if the type is 135, it means it is a neighbor solicitation message. Code is 0. This is the target IP address. Okay, and this is the option field. Okay, and ARP advertisement message is your ARP reply. Okay, you had an in reply, you used to get the MAC address of that device, right? So basically, suppose this is the source. Okay, now after getting the router advertisement, suppose this was the three routers in our network, right? So this was busy and this was also busy. Now this router was free, so it just sent an router advertisement message to the source. Now this source only has its IP address, it doesn't has the MAC address of this router. Why do we need the MAC address? To frame the packets, right? We need to frame the packets, we need the MAC address for that purpose. Therefore now source is again going to forward an neighbor solicitation message, that is the request to the router saying please provide me the MAC address. So in response to that neighbor solicitation message, this router is going to send an ICMP packet of neighbor advertisement message. Okay, now this is the neighbor advertisement message. So this is the format of that. So it contains some important fields, that is type is 136, it means it is a neighbor advertisement message. And there is an checksum, there is R. What is R bit? R bit specifies the router flag. When it is set to 1, it means the center of the message is an router. Okay, if it is, this is next is the S field, it is the solicitation flag. If it is set to 1, it means that the sender is sending the advertisement in response to a neighbor solicitation. Okay, so if it is set to 1, it means it is sending an reply to your request. Okay, 0 O means this is the override flag. If it is set to 1, it means that the advertisement should override the existing information in the cache itself. Next is the option. So in options, obviously my router is going to send its MAC address, right? It is going to send its MAC address to the sender itself. So this is how we are going to get the MAC address of this router. And this is how we have combined the functionality of ARP within this ICMP version 6. Okay, now the next neighbor discovery message is inverse neighbor solicitation. So Before that, I hope you have learned about RARP. What is RARP? RARP is Reverse Address Resolution Protocol. In RARP, obviously RARP is not used extensively now. It has been replaced by DHCP. We know that. Okay, but right now for this example, RARP, I am considering RARP. Okay, what was the job for RARP? It used to suppose any node knows the MAC address, okay, and it does not know the IP address. In that case, the node used to make use of RARP, right? Now obviously we know that in ICMP version 6 all the functionalities are been combined together, right? So the same functionality of RARP is provided by the inverse neighbor solicitation. Okay, the same functionality of RARP is provided by your inverse neighbor solicitation. So the job of inverse neighbor solicitation is to find the IP address given a MAC address. Okay, now in order to do that, it make use of these all fields. Type is 142, it means it is an inverse neighbor solicitation. Code is 0. In option field, it obviously gives the MAC address. It specifies the MAC address. It specifies the MAC address, IP address of its own, right? All these things it is going to tell in options. It also can say the maximum transmission unit of the link. Okay, next is the inverse neighbor advertisement. Inverse neighbor advertisement is an reply to your inverse neighbor solicitation. Okay, this is an reply packet. Okay, so whichever node to which we have sent this reply, which we have sent this request of this MAC address, is going to send this inverse neighbor advertisement saying that yeah, this was my MAC address and this is my IP address. Okay, given this MAC address, this is the IP address for me. Okay, so it is going to send the IP address using this inverse neighbor advertisement. In this you have all these part. In options field, obviously it is going to send its IP address which the sender was requiring, right? So this is about the inverse neighbor solicitation and inverse neighbor advertisement. Thank you.